now that I'm older and I see guys doing stuff, you really start to appreciate, like, you actually can do things out here other than work 9 to 5.
Totally, man. I think it's in your hands, and there's going to be so many times in doing whatever you do where it doesn't feel real, and it doesn't quite feel like what you're doing will amount to a full-time thing. And even if it doesn't amount to a full-time thing, it might amount to you, working so say Babystep doesn't become a full-time thing I can do. It might result in me working for a magazine full-time. Do you know what I mean? Another magazine full-time. Like, you've always just got to be open to the idea that I just think showing that you're passionate and showing that you want to take yourself somewhere, people are always going to like that. Like, no one's ever going to be annoyed at a trier. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you make a business idea and it doesn't quite go to plan, but you really tried hard and you did it with your studies, like, that's appealing. Like, surely that's appealing. Like, but yeah, you're right. Like, the idea of you can just turn things, you can just turn things around, or you can create stuff. I definitely believe in that. And I've been lucky enough that with the magazine, we have made it into something, but there were definitely times where, like, my parents initially didn't believe in it as much. They did quickly begin to believe in it, though. They've been so supportive with it all. But I've noticed in particular when I talk to adults, they would initially find the concept quite hard to understand about how it would happen. But then slowly but surely you not prove to them, but more prove to yourself that, you can go in the right direction and transform a hobby into like a business or a job.
Very true, man.
Yeah, like, I'd be doing this even if it wasn't a job, like, or like a form of employment. Like, I'd do this just because I love it. It's, when I'm about to interview a band or just after I have, like, that is probably my favorite feeling in the world at the moment. I love it.
Mad.
Like, it genuinely is the biggest buzz ever. Yeah, it's almost like scoring a goal or something with, like, but I don't think I'm going to be a baller at this point, mate. It's a tough reality learning. You're not going to play for your boyhood club, isn't it? It's always sad. Yeah, I'm just about coming to terms that I won't be playing up front for West Ham.
Oh man, I think I deeped that with football a long time ago. So my goal now is to buy Arsenal one day. Just
I love that.
give me $20 billion and then, I'll make it happen.
You've always got to have an aim that seems like almost just silly, like just so out there. And I think you should be always aspiring to have some sort of goal or some next step till the very end, really, because that's, I think, a lot of what life's about. Just like going as far as you can in what you do, but also obviously like the people you meet along the way and all of those things. But it's just important to just keep going. And every time you get that moment where you're like, oh, we've made it with this, or, oh, I never thought it would go this far. Just reset. It's so important. Don't go, okay, that's over now. That's done. We've done it, because then you get complacent. So every time I get to a moment where I'm like, right, that was a really nice, like, milestone, I just like to take a breather and think about what's next.
Yeah. No, I get that. Because I remember being told, like, it takes a startup on average 3 years to flop. And that thought has stuck with me for so long, because it's like I would rather start three businesses in 10 years and have them all fail than, stay in one place for 10 years. Because once you start winning and you get complacent, you forget what it's like to lose. Life gets peak after that.
So true, man. And I think the thing you said about 3 businesses in 10 years, like, the probability of all 3 of those businesses flopping gets a lot lower as you move through each business, because of the things you learn along the way. And I think taking risks and making yourself vulnerable to failure also opens you up to being very successful. So it's a risk worth taking, but the longer you work at it, the less of a risk it is, really. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas doing the same thing for 10 years gets the same result every time. And that's why yeah, I mean, fair play if you do that. And some people are gonna, do that kind of thing. And I do get it. It's comfort, it's security. But if you want to make your own business or you want to do your own projects, like, you've got to accept that failure or setbacks are a major part of it. And they've got to be used as a tool to push you forward and do well. Like my dad, he worked in London for like advertising agencies for a number of years, but he always he's very like entrepreneurial, and in the back of his head he always had business ideas, and he tried a few things. He'd honestly do anything. Like he had a bouncy castle company. he had and that went well. That literally went well, but obviously it's like not enough for it to do well. He had a hot dog stall. He did a hot dog stall outside Twickenham Rugby Ground. And then now he does an artificial grass company, and he's hit a really good note with that, and he's doing really well with that. And yeah, it's weird actually. That's his third business, and you said the free business thing. So yeah, I'm sure the things he learned from those other two endeavors taught him a lot about this one. And just to see how happy he is in himself and how much fulfillment he gets from his work, like that is, it's inspiring to me, his quality of life and his happiness. It's brilliant, but he's a guy who has had those setbacks, and it didn't come to him easily. So yeah, I just think the point he's at now, has really taught me that, just go for it and believe in yourself, even if you do have setbacks along the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's powerful, man. I didn't even know your dad was like that.
Yeah. I mean, he'd worked, I don't really know like the ins and outs of the jobs he had before in terms of like the nature of the industry and where it was going.
Yeah.
Maybe he was I think from what I know, a part of the industry he was involved in was like declining somewhat just because of online. Like he worked for Yellow Pages at the start. Like obviously Yellow Pages was like the fountain of all knowledge of business. Like if you needed anything, man, if you needed a plumber, that's where you go. That was the internet. It was like a Bible version of the internet. So yeah. And then I just think advertising changed, and he was rolling with it, but I think the game he was in the first place was very different from the one he was in his last years of being involved in it. And then yeah, he took the plunge and did those businesses. But yeah, to see him do that and have the endeavor, and it's been amazing. And my mum's a massive part of that as well. They now run the business together, the artificial grass business together. And yeah, I think my mum definitely keeps my dad in order with it all. Like I think my mum's like the rock behind it all, like with organizing it. But yeah, it's been amazing to see. And even though I want to do something very different to like artificial grass, like I can still learn a lot from that. And yeah, it's inspiring.